officer, meron tayong mga compliances na ginagawa. At the same time, as part of the job natin constitution is to implement, which is yung isang struggle natin or dilemma is the attitude of a person. Which is, ano ba dapat yung gagawin natin para po makulit natin sa kanila yung ini-implement natin. To align with that, we have a speaker from Lawler, a graduate Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at UR on March 2009. As the Civil Engineering License exam on December 2029, work as a property manager at Global Property Management Incorporated on year 2010. Work as a graduate in charge of technical engineer at St. Raphael Development Corporation on year 2011 to 2014. Worked as labor inspector at the Department of Labor and Employment, Regional Office 6 on year 2014 to 2021, and now assigned at Golden Narrows Occidental Field Office on year 2022 at the present. Senior Labor Employment Officer and Labor Inspector. Please welcome Engineer Vladimir and Akil.
All right. Good morning. Before I start my topic, and I think this is the last topic before tayo mag-lunch, lahat ba ng mga participants or nandito is from Nestle or may mga contractors and subcontractors engaged in Nestle? Meron. Okay, so ibig sabihin mix pala yung mga participants natin. Sino yung mga safety officers dito? Okay, and mostly ang dito is mga supervisors and managers. Am I correct? Okay. So this is a good topic for you, no? On how to implement BBAs or behavior-based safety, no, sa ating mga workplace. Kailangan ba talaga mag-Tagalog o pwedeng mag-Ilonggo? May mga Tagalog ba? Halos ba lahat Tagalog or okay lang mag-Ilonggo? O ganito na lang, Ilonggo, Tagalog at English. Okay pa sa inyo yun? Alright. Sige. So anyway, I'm Engineer Vlad, one of the labor inspectors, no, sa ating Dole Negros Occidental Field Office. Kami po yung mga pumapasok sa establishment ninyo to conduct inspection, whatsoever man inspection. No? Kami yung nag-verify ng compliance when it comes to labor laws, and it includes two aspects. Number one is the general labor standards, no? And the second one, this is this aspect, which is fall under sa occupational safety and health standards, no? But my topic, ito talaga yung angkop para sa mga safety officers natin, supervisors, managers, and the top management of every company, no? So hopefully may makuha tayong learnings regarding dito, no? Kanina sinabi ni Ma'am, just an information na ano ba ang dapat laman ng first aid kit, no? Na dapat i-prepare natin sa ating if in case may lindol, yun yung sinabi ni Ma'am. But if in case nasa workplace tayo, sino yung mga safety officers? Ano ang dapat laman ng mga first aid kit natin? Sino yung mga safety officers? Now, to make it clear, ang dapat na laman ng ating first aid kit, i-check po natin ang Occupational Safety and Health Standard, Table 47. Andun po yun, kung ano yung dapat laman ng mga first aid kits na meron tayo sa ating mga workplace. Okay? And second, may personnel tayo from the DRRM. Anyway, just to inform din lahat, iba po yung OSH standard natin for the private sector, iba din po for the public sector. Ang private sector, we are governed under the Republic Act 11058, commonly known as OSH Law, or Occupational Safety and Health Law. And its IRR, which is the Department Order that DOLE, DO 198 series of 2018. Yan po yung basihan natin if we are implementing OSH in our workplace. While in the public sector, yun yung mga sinasabi nila dati, no? strict kayo mag-implement sa mga private sector, pero yung mga public sector, wala namang safety. Pero ngayon meron na. Meron na tayong tinatawag na Joint Memorandum Circular between the DOLE, the Civil Service, and the DOH. That is Joint Memorandum Circular number 1 series of 2020. And in fact, every government is required to have that safety and health committee, and one of the requirements dapat may representative from the local DRRM. That is the requirement if nasa government tayo. But pag-uusapan natin ngayon, this behavioral or behavior-based safety applicable not only in the private sector but also in the public sector. Okay? Now, session objectives natin. Ano bang dapat pinaka-objective natin in this topic? No? After the session, participants will be able to adopt a systematic application of the understanding of human behavior to address problems of safety in the workplace. So, in this topic, mag-focus tayo dun sa behavior ng mga workers. Bakit ano ba yung mga behavior ng mga workers kung bakit hindi nasusunod yung mga safety rules natin within our company or within our workplace. Specifically, we will be able to observe people's work practices by focusing on unsafe act to eliminate hazards or accidents. Yun po yung pagpupufokusan po natin. Kung paano ma-eliminate yung hazards through observing people or workers' behavior towards our specific job in the workplace. Now, introduction. Behavioral-based safety has become established weapon in the war of workplace accident. Especially in the big companies, ito na yung mga approach nila or ginagamit nila to implement safety in the workplace. They are focusing on the behavior of the workers. No? Mamaya makikita natin dyan on how to do it. So what is behavior-based safety? Sa ating mga safety officers, may naka-undergo na ba regarding this topic or behavior-based safety? This is actually an advanced topic for the safety officers on how to implement safety in the workplace. So an approach to workplace safety that focuses on observing. No? We will observe, analyzing and modifying the behaviors of employees to prevent accidents and to improve overall safety performance. Yun po yung pag-uukulan natin ng pansin. Mag-observe tayo kung ano ba yung mga ginagawa ng ating mga workers or employees sa ating mga workplace. So what is an example of behavioral safety or behavior safety? Ano daw ang behavior safety? Example, hindi tayo nagsusuot o kung nagsusuot man, not properly wearing our PPEs. Dito ba sa Nestle lahat naman tayo provided ng PPEs? Or personal protective equipment? Yes. And my second question, free ba yan na binigay sa inyo? Okay. Yes, dapat lang. Kasi nga, under the OSH, it is highlighted na dapat yung mga PPEs and uniforms must be free na binibigay sa workers. Regarding the uniform, it is under the Labor Advisory number 11 series of 2014. If you deduct uniform or PPEs directly to the wages of that employee, that is called an authorized deduction. No? The first set of uniform and the PPEs. Okay, tandaan po natin yan. No? Ano pa? Nag-following, hindi tayo sumusunod sa SOP. Ano yung SOP? Standard Operating Procedures. No? And not following workplace safety protocols. No? Sabi kanina ni Sir, this day or until now, mayroon pa tayong pandemic. Hindi pa dineclare na wala na ang COVID-19. Under some establishment or companies that still nire-require pa rin yung mga employees nila na magsuot ng face mask. No? O bakit, ang tanong, bakit hindi na ngayon nagsusuot ng face mask? No? Yan yung alamin natin kung ano ang reason bakit ngayon hindi na nagsusuot ng mga face mask ang workers natin. Kasi siguro feeling natin wala na yung COVID-19 or umalis na yung COVID-19. No? So an effective option is to start by performing risk assessment. No? Risk assessment. Perfect na yan ng mga safety officers natin. Kasi nga, during their trainings, ando na yun ang kalakip yung hierarchy. Or tinatawag na, sino yung safety officer? Ano yung hierarchy? Hazard, identification, risk assessment, and control. No? Yan po yung ginagawa natin if in case meron tayong mga delikadong trabaho na gagawin. Mag-hazard o mag-hierarchy tayo. That is hazard identification, risk assessment, and control. Okay? Now, understanding of behavior safety or psychology na tinatawag. Ang tanong, what is the difference between behavior, character, and attitude? Ang tanong. Sa Tagalog, isa lang, no? Lahat yan, ang Tagalog ng behavior, character, at attitude ay ugali. No? Ugali, di ba? But in our dialect, in Ilonggo, iba-iba po yun. Yung behavior, ano yung behavior? Pamaagi. No? Pamaagi on the way you act on a certain thing, pamaagi mo na, that is your behavior. How about character? Ano yung character? Pamatasan. No? And the attitude, kinaiya. No? Kinaiya mo ina. Wala na sang iba nga may amuna ang attitude, ikaw lang. Kinaiya mo na. Sometimes we say, may attitude ang inangan. Ibig sabihin, mayroon siyang kinaiya. Pero in Tagalog, lahat yun ugali. Tama? O, karakter, ugali. Behavior, ugali. Attitude, ugali. But in our dialect, meron tayong mga different terms. And on the level of changing this, ang pinaka mahirap ibahin or i-change, and maybe hindi na yun mag-change, is the attitude. The attitude of a person or the attitude of the worker. But we can develop na ma-adapt niya. Start tayo doon sa behavior. Behavior ng worker or ng employee. Okay? Now, alam niyo na to, alam na ng mga safety officers to. Before the accident, mayroon pa yung nangyayari, and that is incident. And sometimes, this incident, o yung tinatawag natin na near miss. Now, sino yung may alam kung ano yung near miss? Oh, sa inyo, tatanungin ko kayo, ano yung near miss? Yun yung sinasabi nila na, in our dialect, dutayan lang. Or sa Tagalog, muntik na, pero hindi na aksidente. No? But if we study the Heinrich Pyramid, nakita ko yan kanina sa sa bulletin board. No? Doon pagpasok, may Heinrich, din sila. No? Pyramid. No? If we study this Heinrich Pyramid, tingnan ninyo, in every 1,000 unsafe acts, and it's in relation to the behavior of the workers, there are 300 incident or near miss na nangyayari. No? And out of that 300 near misses, may 29 na minor injuries na nangyayari. And worse, in every 300 near miss, merong isang major accident or fatal accident or may namatay na workers. No? So yan yung tatandaan natin. So what is accident? Kung kayo tatanungin, what is accident? Sabi nila, it is a desired event, uncontrolled, unplanned, lahat pa ng un. Kasi sino bang may gusto ng accident? Wala, di ba? So that is an undesired event which under slight different circumstances could have resulted in harm to people, no? Damage to property, or worse is loss of life or loss to process. No? But I highlighted there, could have resulted. Pwedeng mangyari or mag-effect ng loss or damage to property. Itong accident na to. Now, accident causation. Based on the study, 98% are preventable. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng ma-prevent or pwede rin makontrol. But 2% of which is non-preventable. Ano itong 2% non-preventable? This is the accident caused by act of nature. Isa na yun yung lindol na sinasabi nila kanina ni ma'am. Pero ngayon, sabi nila, pwede na daw ma-stop yung lindol. Tama ba? Sa mga lalaki, paano i-stop ang lindol? Si Sir. Sir, paano i-stop ang lindol, Sir?
Hindi na-stop.
Ha?
Hindi na-stop.
Ay, hindi na-stop yung lindol. But in our layman's term, sabi daw, may stop ang lindol. Anong gagawin? Turn on the lights, sabi ni Sir. Iwan ko na sa inyo kung paano kayo magkakaintindi dyan. Pero that is how to stop the earthquake, sabi ni Sir. Turn on the lights. No? Kung high school tayo, nung college tayo, especially if nagbo-boarding house tayo, gano'n yung nangyayari. If may lindol, turn on the lights. No? Kung sa ilong ko papasigaw na, so, joke lang nato na. Pasibla seryoso, nunod nga. Hindi na palang ma-stop yung lindol. Just turn on the lights. So let us see this diagram. No? Of the 98% preventable causes of accident, 88% of which is due to unsafe act or the behavior of the worker. And 10% of which is the unsafe condition. Kung titingnan natin, therefore, we can conclude that the management has some degree of control over 98% of all the causes for all accidents in the workplace. Ibig sabihin, nasa control pa rin ng management on how to prevent this 98% preventable accidents. Tama? No? Yun yung sinabi natin kanina, 88% of which is may pinakamalaking percentage when it comes to accidents is because of the unsafe act, because of the behavior of the workers toward the specific job. Okay? Now, why do people behave unsafely? Bakit? No? Hindi pa rin tayo nagko-comply when it comes to safety na pinapa-implement ng management or the safety officer sa ating mga workplace. Because they have never been hurt before while doing their jobs on an unsafe way. Rasunan ka lang, Sir, dugay ko na ni ginaobra, matagal ko na itong ginagawa, and until now, hindi pa ako nagka-aksidente. No? Usually, ganyan yung i-encounter, especially, sino ang mga engineers dito? Mga engineers, especially civil engineers, mechanical engineers, you are a newly hired engineer, no? Tapos makakatagpo mo yung foreman. Tapos nakita mo mali yung way or unsafe yung ginagawa ni foreman. Pagsasabihan mo siya, Sir or foreman, this is the way. Ito yung tamang safe na procedure dito. Ano yung sinasabi? Sir, bago ka pa lang di, ako 20 years na di, tuluan mo pa ko. Diba? That is attitude. Oh. So paano mo yan i-reverse na in the future, yun nga, magpa-follow na sa safe work. So yun yung behavioral based safety. How can we stop unsafe behavior? Paano natin yun isa-stop or ititigil or i-control? Why not eliminate control hazards? Yun ba yung una nating ano? No? And we know, why not eliminate or control hazard? It does not work always. Hindi yan palaging nasusunod or nag-work out. Bakit? No? Simply because people have the capacity to have and safely override in engineering, administrative controls, and even provision of PPEs. Kahit anong controls pa ang i-apply mo. Anyway, in the safety, if we talk about safety, there are hierarchy of controls when it comes to risk or hazard. Una is engineering control. Second, administrative control. Kung hindi natin ma-apply ang first two controls, i-apply natin yung provision of PPEs. Bibigyan na natin yung mga workers ng mga kaukulang PPA sa work job na yon. O bakit minsan hindi pa rin nag-work ito? Kasi nga, you can only control to implement these controls, but you don't have control sa behavior ng mga workers. Meron silang sariling desisyon nila. Even you provided all controls, pero magdi-deviate pa rin. Hindi pa rin susundin yung proper procedure or safe procedure. Ganun yung nangyayari. No? Even we apply this, meron pa rin na hindi ito nag-work out. How can we stop unsafe behavior? Ito naman, why not punish people until they behave safely? Usually, yun yung nangyayari, no? That is negative reward. No? Nagkasala si worker, hindi sinunod yung safe procedure, magkakaroon ng punishment. It could be 1 day suspension, 2 day suspension, or that employee will be reprimanded of the safe procedures. Pero, yung nakakalimutan natin is hindi na tayo nagpo-focus doon sa ginagawang safe procedure ni employee. We are now focusing sa kung ano yung nakikitang mali. Doon na tayo nagpo-focus. No? Lahat na lang nakikita natin mali. How about paano naman yung mga tamang ginawa or safe procedure or safe acts ng mga ginawa ni worker? Nare-recognize ba natin yun? O sa mga supervisors and managers natin? Or lahat na lang, binabantayan lang natin magkamali si worker? No? Hindi na natin nakikita. Amo maging ang kamatura, no? Sabi nila, sa 10 nagawang good at may isang nagawang mali, yung nakikita ng mga tao is yung isang mali. Tama ba? No? Minsan, or hindi lang minsan, palagi nasiset aside kung ano yung ginawang tama. Ang nakikita na lang natin ngayon is kung ano yung mali. Di ba? Doon pa rin, mo na lagi na sabi, ma'am, why would you stay? No? Kasi mali siya. Lahat na lang nakita mo mali. No? Yung nakikita mo ba sa kanya yung mga kabutihang nagawa niya during nung kayo pa? No? So palaging mali ang nakikita. And that is one thing na dapat natin babaguhin o i-change sa behavior ng ating mga workers o sa ating mga supervisors or sa ating managers. No? So what is the behavioral approach to safety? No? Behavior-based safety relies primarily on complete trust and cooperation between leaders and employees. Or when we say leaders, ito yung mga managers natin, supervisor or the top management. Sabi nga ng ating mga persons na expert na when it comes to safety, dapat yung implementation ng ating mga safety sa workplace to make it effective, dapat complementary ang support ng employee at saka top management. Pag sinabi natin complementary, dapat dalawa. Hindi lang dapat na yung nag-a-act or nagpa-follow or nag-take ng responsibility towards the safety in the workplace is si safety officer lang, si workers lang. Paano naman yung mga top management? So again, it is complementary. Dapat dalawa. Have support from the employees and also the trust and support from the top management. Again, complementary. Hindi isa lang. Yung nag-mention kanina, sino yung responsible for your safety? Oh, yourself. One of the responsibles for your safety, no? Ikaw. No? So, sabi nga nila, safety is everybody's concern. Hindi lang yan concern ni workers, but also concern din ni management dapat. Okay? Two main approaches on BBS or behavioral-based safety. Number 1, ito yung tinatawag na micro-approach-based safety. In the micro-approach BBS, it aims to change the behaviors of employees. So, micro-BBS. Ang aim lang nito is baguhin or i-change yung mga behavior ng mga workers. Anong mga behavior? Unsafe behaviors or unsafe acts towards the job. And the second one, ito yung macro approach, behavioral-based safety or macro BBS. Ang aim naman ito, permanent change in the organization's structure. Baguhin lahat, no? Ang structure ng ating management towards safety culture, no? Binabago natin ang buong management, ang buong workplace at nag-i-implement tayo ng safety culture. Yun yung aim ng macro approach behavior-based safety or macro BBS. So yun yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. The micro BBS and the macro BBS. Sa micro BBS, you are specific at changing the behavior of the workplace, of the workers, while sa macro BBS, pangkalahatan. You are changing the safety culture in that company or in that workplace. How to implement behavior-based safety in the workplace? Yan nga yung next na tanong. Number 1, understand ABC model. Ano ba yung ABC model? No? Antecedent? Ano ba yung reason bakit nag-drive yun sa worker na magkaroon ng ganong behavior toward that accident or toward that work? Maybe kulang siya sa procedures, trainings, or kulang sa job aid, or kulang sa tinatawag natin tulong na gawin yung trabaho na yun. So mangyayari, magdi-deviate siya or gawin niyang ang work na yun na easy for him. No? Bakit ko pa gagawin yung procedure na to? Hindi gawin ko na lang ito na just like yun yung procedure na na ipa-follow ko for myself. No? Doon na yun nangyayari yung accident or injury. And then behavior, yun na yung behavior ng mga workers natin. Consequences. What will happen if nag-observe na tayo ng mga workers natin yung mga behavior nila towards safe work? No? Dapat doon magbibigay tayo ng feedback. And then what? Sabi ko na kanina, hindi lang yung punishment or negative reward. If in case yung mga workers na yon is doing safe job, i-recognize din natin. No? Hindi lang lahat na yung nakikita natin mali. Even though that is part of our job as supervisor, as safety officer, as manager. Pero kung merong mga nagawang tama or safe act ang ating mga workers, dapat din nating i-recognize for their improvement. Okay? O, examine past incidents and near miss. Kanina, pinakita ko na sa inyo ang Heidrich's pyramid, no? Andun yung near miss na yon. Sino ba yung assigned safety officer dito sa Nestle? Or mga safety officers natin? Di ba rin nire-require tayo ng office mag-submit ng reportorial requirements? In that reportorial requirements, especially the work accident illness report, na i-report pa natin yung mga near miss. Sir, wag natin ipagwalang bahala itong near miss kasi nga, nasabi na natin kanina, in every 300 near misses, may 29 na minor accidents. And worse, may isang major accident. No? Yung mga near miss na yon. So, dapat i-record natin yon at i-include yun during the reporting process natin. Or in the case ng DOLE, nagre-record po tayo ng mga reportorial requirements. Isama po natin yun sa submission ng reports doon sa mga assigned safety officers. Okay? Practice positive reinforcement. No? Yun na yung sinasabi natin kanina. Huwag lang naghanap tayo ng blame, o kung sa Ilonggo pa, sino ang pasulod, every time may matabo na accident. No? Dapat, mag-learn din tayo on how to recognize employees. No? Ang labas pa, yun yung tinatawag natin na positive in a positive way na rewards. May arayang mga companies, merong mga companies